Her identity was lost. Who am I in this marriage? I'm not your mother. I am not myself. I'm lost. Then mental illness begins. You start to get depressed. You start to get frustrated.
Many foundations of marriage are actually planted on value systems. If you want your foundation to be strong, put it on value systems.
If you do not set your own structure, your own value system, the nuclear value system, you get influenced by the external.
On dominance, I mean, I come from a family where we do some things overboard. And this other family, maybe they are not very much approved. And when I come here, I want things my way. So I create what I call monopoly. I create what I call dominance. And the other partner is sidelined.
Welcome again to another episode of Conversations with Lilly, where we speak about mental health, positive living, healing as a community, and just generally spreading a lot of positivity. I had a session with Elizabeth that I'm hosting again today because you came to us, you told us the questions that we need to ask her that you seem that you realize that we did not tackle in the last episode we were with her together. So, karibu sana, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much.
For those who do not know you, please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, Lily, for this particular platform. I'm happy this morning to be with you and having engaged me. I'm Elizabeth Wageshi, a counseling psychologist, a trainer at Keep College in Thika, specialized in marriage and family therapy. And I also do personal therapies. And I'm happy to be with Lily this morning to be engaged in very serious conversation on marriage and what it takes to have a successful marriage. I hope you are going to enjoy this episode. All the best, my viewers.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you for that elaborate introduction. The last time we were together, we were speaking deeply about marriage and family. And there are aspects about marriage that we discussed and, were able to explore, not in depth, but, to the best that we could. There's the issue we raised on conflict. We raised the issues on attitude. We also focused on, authenticity in your marriage. How are you able to just be yourself? And as you're being yourself, you're able to love your partner. You also spoke about how finances affect marriages. All that you did on the last episode that we were having you here. Today, I want us to explore something that I know viewers asked, and it is important that I mention to you. The value systems that we have in our different marriages and homes. People believe in different things. And we touched on that when we were talking about be authentic, be real. Own your own marriage. Don't focus on others. Let's explore value systems in marriages. Tell us more.
Okay, thank you very much, Lillian, and the viewers listening to us this morning. I would say value system is a very important ingredient in marriage because once a marriage lacks the value system, it may not work. When we talk of value systems, there are these things we have put in place to propel our marriage. And if we put those things in place, yes, theoretically they are okay, but they have to be practical. For example, when we talk of values, we can have a value like honesty, responsibility, there are values like trust. Such like things are key elements in a marriage. And therefore, those values have to be well stipulated. What values do we require in our marriage? You may not be able to meet all the values in this world because there are very many. But there are those you feel they work in your marriage. Note, they work in your marriage, not other people's marriage. I want to give an example before I continue.
Yes, please.
Where I come from, I was brought up by a mother who inculcated some very important value, that is unity and honesty.
Yes.
And that value propelled us as a family. We were not well off materially, but because of the unity of purpose in that family, which was a key ingredient in that family, and it was actually embraced even by my dad. Our family has continued with this same aspect. And actually, it is the main. She made sure that unity was the main. That whatever happens, people have to be united. People have to be honest. And up to date, when they are not there, that one is still there. That bacon is still well planted in our family. And I think it will continue from generation to generation. What am I trying to say? When we set our families and we ingrain them in a very important value system, which we feel fits our marriage, which is not borrowed from other people, which is not borrowed from our friends, which is not actually influenced from our own perspective, from our own thoughts, having explored our thoughts as a couple, we can be able to maintain our families, and the stability of marriage can last as long as we live. But so long as you do not have those value systems, that's why we find many marriages are very shaky. I want to additionally talk about the foundation of marriage. Many foundations of marriage are actually planted on value systems. If you want your foundation to be strong, put it on value system. And another thing maybe you can add on top of value, I think it makes the values stronger. Have the pillars. Yes.
So where the viewer is asking, so what are these pillars you're talking about?
The pillars, we have our pillar has 3 elements. The pillar, pillar number 1 is discipline. There has to be structure. There has to be order. Because a family that is disorderly does not run. You have to be orderly. How are things done in this family? In fact, a case example, if you visit different homes, you find the orders are very different. The way people arrange their things, the way people do their things, they are very original. So let your family have an order. We do things this way. It's not about where my parents are. It's about us here. Let's imagine we are living in the urban areas and there is a rural area. Do you feel the order is the same?
No, it cannot be.
Things are not the same. Because in the rural areas, they do not have the dining where they take a cup of tea together.
And set up the table.
The setup is very different. So you have order. According to the locality, that is one pillar. The other one is discipline. You must ensure your family is disciplined. There are things that you have put in that family that this is what we should do, this is what we should not do. And discipline can actually be employed in corrective discipline. We have corrective discipline and we have supportive discipline. I hope you pick that. When we talk of discipline, there is corrective. When we do errors, there is way we correct them. The third pillar is the structure. How is our family structured? Structure is like the way you build a house. A house is built with a structure, and structures are not the same. How have you structured your family? Even in events outside, must you be going to all the events in the families? Must you? You have to structure yourself in the sense that you do not overburden or overwhelm yourselves. Because some structures are very burdening. Because you cannot be everything.
You know, when you talk about structures, it's come to my mind that if you do not set your own structure, your own value system, the nuclear value system, you get influenced by the external. And we need to talk about that. What I mean is this. You said there are couples who burden each other because of the lack of structure. They want their spouse to accommodate a structure that is not founded within the nuclear setup. So kwetu tunaendanga all the events and all the functions. Probably your spouse, the person you are with, does not even enjoy those things. So if you do not create a structure that creates balance, that one can, of course, accommodate, but you do not have to suffocate them. The individuality that we were talking about in the last episode, where we spoke about, authenticity. Who are you as a person? many of us are getting lost in marriage
Yes.
because you realize hata hujijui.
Because of dominance.
Oh, I like
because
that.
of dominance.
Uh-huh.
We are getting overwhelmed because of dominance.
Tell us more.
On dominance, I mean, I come from a family where we do some things overboard.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And this other family, maybe they are not very much approved.
Yeah.
And when I come here, I want things my way.
Oh,
I want things my way.
Yeah.
I want things my way. So I create what I call monopoly. I create what I call dominance. And the other partner is sidelined.
Yeah.
They do not have a say.
Yes.
They do not have a platform.
Yeah.
They feel now they are not part and parcel of that marriage.
Yes.
So what I can say, in the nuclear family system, let's avoid dominance. Give space.
Yeah.
In short, give space.
Yeah.
Because everybody has an idea.
Yes.
And when you are marrying, those are things you should have sorted out. There are some very important things people should sort out in marriage. How do you do these things? So that you go in marriage with an open mind.
Yeah.
We are so blind.
Yeah.
We are going in marriage very blind people. Very blind. And therefore, when dominance now comes, we get overwhelmed. We start getting what I'm calling mental health issues. And because of the emotional baggage.
Yes. When you talk about mental health issues and how they affect marriages, from an individual perspective and also from people that I've interacted with, the loss of identity, the lack of value systems, the nuclear value systems can cause a lot of strain in a marriage and in a relationship. So I can give a scenario where a woman is married to a man, and part of the values that the man upholds, the woman does not understand because they did not form their own individual nuclear structure. And this woman gets suffocated. She gets lost. She doesn't have a presence. Why? The constant reminder is you're not doing enough. You're not enough. You're not working enough. In fact, some of the comments would be, my mom would do X, Y, and Z. Kila Saturday, my mom would do thorough cleaning. So you see, those are values that this man comes with from his background. He needs to identify that you're a unique human being and you need to have your own value system in your own setup. Now, this situation happened and the lady lost herself. She didn't even understand who she was anymore. Her identity was lost. Who am I in this marriage? I'm not your mother. I am not myself. I'm lost. Then mental illness begins. You start to get depressed. You start to get frustrated. You don't even show up properly as a wife. Could you touch a little bit on the mental challenges that families experience when they do not have clear boundaries, clear family values, and how it affects them?
Yes, that question is quite crucial because I have been in forums where I've been talking about mental health issues, and they are really crippling the families.
Yes.
This is because there are things that the families are doing that are actually sidelining some members of that family. I want viewers to know that when you get married, you become part and parcel of that particular family. So anything that is going to be discussed, pertinent issues, for example, everyone has to be involved so that you grow together and you develop together. But what we are fighting is competition. We do things better than other people. And when I do things better than the other person, what happens? I shy off, I withdraw and start developing mental health issues. I feel when we get married, there is no point of having unnecessary competitions. We can agree to disagree. We can teach each other values that are good. And where we are meeting, let us meet. Where we can't meet, forever let it go. Because
we don't have to always agree.
Exactly. We don't have to always agree. We agree to disagree. I may have a different perspective. I want to mention something else. Note, when you enter marriage, you have different personalities. So there are personality dynamics. And in personality, we view things differently. I have my perception, you have your perception. I have my ideals, you have your ideals. I have my values, depending on my personality. You know, there are some personalities which take some values more deeper than others.
Yeah.
So actually, we have also to understand each other from that perspective. Because if we don't, we give other people a lot of unnecessary stress and they develop mental health issues. So whoever you are, you could be a man. You could be a man, wherever you are. Stop giving your wife unnecessary struggles.
Yes.
If you are a wife, stop giving your man unnecessary struggles. Why?
Yeah.
Because things must not be done the way I want.
Yeah.
I want to mention this. People have messed because they use this word want. Want is very expansive, and you will never feel the void of want. I want this, and this is what they are using.
Yeah.
I want. It's all about me. It is all about individualistic.
Yeah.
It's all about me. I don't want this.
Yeah.
I think we can narrow that and say this one is not needed here because need is narrow. When we make want, we scare people.
Yes.
Because they will never fill that gap.
Yes.
But a need can be filled. For example, Radiant, I need a cup of water.
Yes.
That one is okay.
Yeah.
But when I want this one to be done, and you are not specific, what do you really need done? You have to narrow that.
Yes.
And that's why couples are experiencing a lot of unnecessary stressors and mental health have increased. We have hypertension, people getting high blood pressure, diabetes, those psychosomatic illnesses we talk about.
Yes.
Because when my mind is disturbed, we counselors, we talk of this aspect.
Yeah.
It is called cognition. It is distorted. When we distort our cognition, when our mind is just brushed, it is messed up by the things that are disturbing us. We develop that. So the mental illnesses become very prone. Therefore, let's work on it. We may never do the things the same, but we can teach each other pertinent things that need to work on in that family. Somebody called Jefferson said, as a matter of principle, be like a rock. But as a matter of state, swim with the current. So there's some
go with the flow.
There are some things we need to be rocks. Particularly when we come to issues like maybe some belief systems like church. Maybe we need this. There are things we need to be rocky. But others swim with the current. So that the home can have space
and harmony.
And these people do not get disoriented and also burdened
because
emotionally.
a lot of rigidity.
Exactly. I like that. Rigidity.
You can't be too rigid.
Because of so many dogmas, shoulds and must.
And wants.
Shoulds, must. Once in marriage, it's like people are in a military station whereby commands have to be obeyed without questions. I don't expect that kind of a thing. For a family to run, space. Listen to each other, value each other. Even this child who is small. Let me give you a case scenario. One time I was just seated in my house. And I was just relaxing. And then a certain small, young boy, my house is rented, so passed there. And the boy started, you can feel a toddler, 2 years. Then I wondered, what is this wrong? And he had not even started talking. Then when I responded, I saw a snake. Snake was emerging from somewhere. You can imagine. And if I failed to listen to such a small boy, the snake would have invaded the house, very dangerous. So I called upon people and it was killed. What am I trying to say? Involve everyone.
Listen to every voice. There's nothing insignificant.
Very good. In that, there is nothing. And don't take things for granted. Don't leave that stone unturned. Many a times my son has helped me on way to he is younger than I am.
So listen to the voices in the home.
They speak words that are very instrumental. And sometimes we say, Lillian, if you want to know the views of your children, take something we call a perspective. There's something we call a perspective in marriage, where you bring a story. As you are seated there, let them chip in. We are going to see how they
So
take
you
their
understand
family.
their perspective.
Exactly.
In the story.
In the story, yeah.
Yes.
It's called story in perspective.
Yes.
So sometimes make those perspectives so that they listen and give an input.
Wow. That is very profound. And I like the conversation we're having. And when now we tie in, when we look at the value systems, yeah, there's now what it has brought into my mind. And I'd love for us to tackle it. The issue of infidelity.
Yes.
The aspect of cheating, men moving away from their homes, and even women moving away from their marriages. I know it is a source of conflict. Tell us more. Let's have this conversation.
In fact, I can say infidelity has become very prevalent in our current society. And one thing that has brought a lot of infidelity. In fact, when I was doing my research sometime, I saw infidelity as an act of emotional and sexual intimacy outside marriage. I was shocked to know that there is emotional infidelity. There is even social infidelity. Have you ever known that?
Yes.
There is social infidelity. It has become so prevalent because people's value systems have not been formed. People have not set their values clear. This is what we require. So that when I'm going out, they are speaking volumes. They are louder in my head. They are telling me this is our values. Why are you doing that? I want to give you an example. One time, it is actually somebody who is very close to me, told me, there are things I cannot do because of the values you have given me. Imagine the values. So because the values have not been followed, infidelity has become the order of the day. And that's why so many people are suffering because we do not have the values. We have not even kept the pillars. We have no sense of it. Is a marriage grounded on nothing. It is not on a solid ground. It is on a sand. It is not.
There's something I want you to just express probably in detail. What are the scenarios that cause infidelity? What is this that either a man does or a woman does or they do not do that causes infidelity in their homes?
One thing that causes infidelity, the one I have had in therapy is very, very common, emotional disconnection. People are not emotionally connected. They don't share with each other. They are not compassionate. They are not close to each other psychologically and emotionally. Their social interaction is very poor. So those people are not connected. And therefore, when you are not connected emotionally, when you get outside and you find people who are connecting with you very well, who are winning your heart, you are likely to derail. So that is one thing that is bringing a lot of problems. We have and this has been brought because we are not giving each other contact time.
I like that.
Contact time.
Say more about that.
Contact time is where we give ourselves time, like even 1 hour, we speak with each other. But when we are speaking, our speech is filled of talking to each other, not with. You know, when you talk with each other, you are emotionally connected.
You listen more.
Very good.
You understand more. You empathize
very
more.
Good.
But what you're talking about is, when you're just speaking and probably you're going through how your day was, maybe it's instructions, maybe you're focusing on what the children need to do. It's a lot of
this is where
conversations that is not.
You need to even switch off your phones. Because of any distraction. And you purpose to engage in a fruitful conversation about your family. You do some reflection. You do some evaluation. That's what I mean. It is a conversation devoid of any distraction.
So that is the emotional
connection. So that you can be emotionally connected. You are brushing everything out. Your job is out that time. Your thought pattern is totally concentrated.
You're here.
Here and now.
So you mentioned emotional disconnect. Something else
that is bringing infidelity is communication. We are not open in our communication. How do I feel about our sex life? How do I feel about our partnership? How do I feel about you?
Yes.
You know, it is good to be authentic, like we mentioned earlier, Lillian.
Yes.
Open communication can open doors to other better things.
Yeah.
Hence, people should be open. Say how you feel about the other person.
Yeah.
Maybe that open communication has lacked because we have stepped on each other.
Yes.
And people are not willing to be themselves.
Yes. The facade.
The facades are, they are masking a lot.
Yes.
And therefore, no open communication.
Yeah.
You wronged me, you can't say that. Because maybe the wife fears the husband.
Yes.
There is a lot of fear that has been instilled, such that you may not even say how you feel about yourself.
You know, you've mentioned fear, and it has revealed something to me. There are marriages that are, unfortunately, of course, the last episode we were together, we kind of looked at that perspective where the woman is bringing more to the table. Now, when you mentioned fear, I remember there are situations where it's vice versa. Now, the man is dominating and he's the actual provider. And so the woman depends on the man for almost everything. And in this scenario, then you find that the woman is almost silent. They cannot have a voice in their home because ananyamazishwa. You cannot tell me what to do because I provide. I'm the man of the house. I give you everything. I have educated the children. I have done this. I have done that. So if the man has a different opinion or a different value system, you can't even question. You suffocate. If the man wants to have, extramarital affairs, you cannot talk because he's providing everything. Have you encountered such scenarios?
I have encountered such scenarios. One case I had, it was 2023.
Yeah.
I had such a case of a man who had actually domineered the family because he was the main provider. And he told me they are lacking nothing. And therefore, they should listen to me.
Yeah.
And he became a commander in that home for 26 years and over.
Yeah.
It was not easy for that family.
Yeah.
I would say I've also encountered other cases similar to that, where men have really dominated the family because they earn more. What I want to tell them right now, in a family we have houses, different types of houses. There is the physical house, that is for material things.
Yes.
There is the emotional house. There is the psychological. There is the social. All those are houses in that home.
Yeah.
And all of them are very, very necessary. But some men think when they feed the physical house, all is okay. In fact, I use this word, the real word they normally say, what do you lack in this home?
Yeah.
What are you lacking so that you are complaining? Don't ask me anything. So they block, meaning they supply to close the other people's eyes. That one can
And
be.
that is the thing you're saying, is the physical provision.
Exactly.
And that is not it.
It's not
Marriage is so much more than the physical provision that you're providing. You need to provide emotional.
Exactly.
Oh, that is
it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Because every person needs all the aspects.
Yes.
You need to be emotionally valued. You need to feel psychologically stable.
Yes.
Even if you feed in the stomach and you are full,
yes,
and your emotions are wanting, I think you are the most disoriented person in that home. So I feel families should work on all those houses. I call them houses. They are types of houses. And they are inside the person. They are in the marriage.
Yes.
Because if you don't work on them and we concentrate on one house, that one will come to an end. It will come to an end. And mostly the house people concentrate on is the physical.
Yes.
We are busy looking for food and we are losing everything. We are even losing our children because we have concentrated on the physical. Yes. And we think just providing food, those are not trees. They are human beings. Yeah. They need to be catered for. Yes.
Oh, I like that. Elizabeth, we have to go on a break so that I can thank the partners and the sponsors of this Conversations with Lilly, the podcast that is firmly rooted on family values, foundation, living life, positive thinking, fixing mental issues in the society, and then we grow as a community. So I'd like to plug in and thank the Look Hotel, Cravers in Thika for their partnership. And if you'd like to support this production, our numbers are running on the screen. Feel free to reach us. And if you have somebody that we can host and we can bring on board, talk to us. Thank you. Welcome back to Conversations with Lilly. I'm happy to host Elizabeth, a counseling psychologist who has years of experience with marriage and family therapy. Karibu sana. Back to this second
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Harboard.
Yeah. We were speaking about infidelity.
Yes.
And we tackled the two aspects. The value systems, we spoke about domination. Is there communication as well? You mentioned that. Any other aspect you'd like the viewers to bring to the viewers' attention?
Okay. Another aspect that can bring infidelity is low self-esteem.
Oh,
when I feel bad about myself, when I don't value myself, when I don't feel like I'm important, I'm likely to go outside marriage. For example, in this case we were talking about in the first session, whereby there is dominance in marriage. The wife is so suppressed, the wife is so oppressed, and they do not have space. They are likely to go and compliment outside. Likewise with the husbands. If they are not valued at home, they are so sidelined. They are always given this payuka by the wives. They are always quarreling. So many decibels, so many words. You say so many words, whether they have made a mistake or not. You run away to get some comfort.
Elizabeth, please break it down. I like what you said.
Yes.
Kuna panganga mingi in the home. And I have heard from men and I've heard from people that the one thing a man does not want is too much noise in the home. Please, I know you've dealt with couples who come to you and I've told you, huyu anaongea sana. If I do something in this house, I can't hear the end of it. Or they want to even invest together. The wife is there correcting the husband. You should have done this. You should have done that. There's no stillness. There's no calm in the home. Tell us more.
In fact, this one is even saturating our social medias. They also come to my office when I'm doing counseling that I've come here because I do not have peace. And I feel like I want to get out of this marriage because there is no peace. And one case example, a person told me I have found a side chick because in my home I don't have any peace. Then when I tried to dig deep, he told me when he gets home, whether he has done something good or bad, he is never appreciated. And one thing I know, validate people. And even before you state their weaknesses, just tell them the good they have done. It increases their value. And therefore we fight because men have been quarreled now and then. They feel those noises. They no longer hear the voices. There are so many noises in the home. And these noises encompasses lack. There is nothing, there is no sugar, there is no this, there is no this. And one thing I know about men, men do not tell them so many things at the same time. When you tell them so many things at the same time, they get confused. And that's why they are running away. So as women, we have to be a little bit careful.
Talk to the women.
Women, I'm talking to you now. I hope you are listening to me wherever you are. Let us not engage like we are in a warfare in a house. It's like a battle we are in. Who is winning and who is losing? I have said now and then, in marriages, there are no losers and winners in marriage. That's a very important component. No winner, no loser in marriage. We are working towards a common goal. So women avoid these unnecessary arguments, because they are bringing a lot of unnecessary conflicts. And these conflicts are bringing another extra family. And sometimes it is yours for the asking. Because if you don't give peace, peace will be looked for somewhere else. We are not saying women should not air their views. We are not saying they are supposed to be quiet. What I'm driving at is, let us lessen this. Some things can be done without talking. We even say silence wins a battle. The battle of silence. Sometimes we can opt to keep quiet. Sometimes we can opt to talk. And we must not always talk when we are angered. In fact, when I'm counseling my clients, I normally say, if it is possible, respond to a situation, but do not react. Because when we do reactive things, it messes up everything. We keep on pointing at each other. We blame. And you remember, when we keep on blaming each other, an element I call CCD, you are complaining, you are criticizing, you are blaming many times. There is nothing good you see in people. People will miss themselves. So let us avoid these CCDs. Complaining, criticizing, and blaming. Because it is creating miseries in our marriage. We cannot enjoy. Let us eat together sometimes. Even when we have differences. Even when we have quarrels. We can still create harmony.
You know, when you say that, I remind myself of something that I like, is to say, know which battles to fight. You cannot fight every battle.
Exactly.
You cannot stick to and cover everything.
Exactly.
And this is what I mean. Sometimes you'll find yourself in marriage, there's an issue. But that issue, right now, we're about to have dinner, but there's a problem. Would you first not wait to have dinner, enjoy the moment, and then you can handle something? Most situations you find, and I've had, is hata mtu hajatulia.
Imagine.
Hata mtu hajaketi. Hata hajakunywa maji. The first thing is you want to tackle the issue. Yes, there's an issue. No one is denying it. But how quick are you to wanting to solve issues? Not all problems should be solved immediately.
In fact, it kills a personal coping mechanism. Once you do those attacks, you know they are attacks. Then the other person will do counter attacks. And now when counter attacks are done, we have what we call conflict. And when conflict escalates, it brings now to a real fight. And when fight comes now, we bring to something else. We can actually suppress these things by not fueling. There is fuel, and when you fight, that fuel is coming, and it is escalating. I think it's how to know how to reduce it a bit, so that these things do not go beyond. If you find that you are talking is making the other person even wake up, know that things are not very okay. It is good to relax and settle. You can even move out a bit to let the other person cool down. That's where we are messing, and that's where those battles you are getting in homes, those fights you are getting in homes are really, really severe because they start with something small. Within no time, bushfire. There is a bushfire.
I like the last episode we were together. You said, don't look at the issues in your marriage with such a magnifying glass.
Exactly.
Because sometimes the issue is small. It's a small problem that you do not have to magnify. Don't make it so big that now you can't even move past
Blowing
that.
the trumpet.
And you completely hit the roof with a very small issue that once you resolve and probably agree to disagree or agree to agree, then you can be able to move on.
We are talking.
And there's another aspect I've had, and probably you can point. Now that we have spoken about infidelity and its rise in the community, and we know that when there's always a consequences to actions. In scenarios and situations where families have found themselves in this predicament, that there was infidelity and there's now another family. And the man has come and has owned up and has said, I have this other family and I want to have both of you. We have two scenarios. Either the wife decides to leave or they decide to stay. What have you found yourself in in such situations, and what advice would you give a woman or a man or a family that are in this position?
First and foremost, I would say it's rather unfortunate that such scenarios happen.
Yeah.
And because we are living in a very dynamic society, some of these things are bound to happen.
Yes.
Why? Because we have personality differences. Some people are not the same. Maybe there are some men who are born in polygamous families and they are carrying those genes. You know, to some extent, we are not justifying the issue, we are just saying it.
Yes.
But if we happen to find ourselves in such a situations and it is inevitable, I think if you cannot beat them, sometimes you can join them. I want to give an example. One time in a certain town, there was a couple. This couple were going to a certain church. And in that certain church, a woman noted children who were a replica to hers. And after service, she called the husband and told him, I've seen children who exactly look like you. Tell me more about these children. Fortunately, the man was very sincere. They are mine. I've got them with another woman, blah, 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 around somewhere.
Yeah.
And what the woman told the man, educate those children and continue in the family because you have been there.
Yes.
And it is there. Yes. There is nothing I can do. It's only that I have discovered.
Yeah.
And surely things changed. Even the patterns of marriage changed. And the husband respected the wife more.
Yes.
So if you find yourself in such a scenario,
yes,
I think it is good to try and cope with the situation. I also attended another marriage that there were two women. And I liked the elder who said, I have accommodated the second one and we are going to move on together. Our husband is gone, but we can still move on.
Yes.
So sometimes if we cannot do anything, if it is inevitable, join and move on.
Yes.
Join and move on. Because the worst would be you run away, you start suffering, you have already engaged your children in such a family, they have their father who will never change. I feel for few who have come to my office, we have agreed, not actually my suggestion. Some have told me, I feel like I want to continue, but you can help me how? What are my boundaries now that I have entered into a second marriage? That's what they ask me. And there we can be able to explore and help each other. But they have purpose to maintain their marriage. And they have, like one case I heard, she told me, I started that marriage. I cannot run away from a man who loved me at first sight because of another person. I was the first lover. So I'm still important, though a second one has come. Yes.
You know, why I ask that question is we have to be realistic to the things that are happening around us.
Sure.
As counselors and psychologists, we have to tackle all scenarios. Because there's a scenario where you have your partner and you're in a monogamous family. Then there's a scenario where you find yourself in a polygamous family, either even by choice. So
we have widows and widowers. It's by default. It's not by choice. Some of these things are not coming because we have chosen them. It is because they have come. And we can never predict some of these things. And we don't know what brings them sometimes. Even death comes, you have been having a husband, he goes. You have been having a wife, they go. In such a case, you have been having your husband as one, now you have become two. So life, people have to be highly adjustable and train themselves to move with the current. I told you at the beginning, when we rigid last time, that as a matter of taste, move with the current. Sometimes you have to move with the current because situations will change. There is nothing permanent. I normally say it's only a dead body that does not change. But so long as you are living, you are bound to change.
You have change. And I appreciate that. And I'm one person who lives a very authentic life. And I've always wanted not to lean on one side too much. so that I'm cognizant of the fact that life is dynamic.
Exactly.
I want a client to approach me on either side. If you're in a monogamous situation, I want you to approach me. If you're in a polygamous situation, I want you to approach me as a counselor, or you, Elizabeth, as a counselor, and feel free of judgment, free of
Yes.
intimidation, because you know that in the situation that I'm in, I can be assisted.
Exactly.
I can be assisted to navigate. I can be assisted to know how to handle the next
And
family.
that's why we are here as counselors to
Yeah.
assist.
Yes.
Because we know that's why even people get sick, they go
Yes.
to the doctor.
Yes.
So there is sickness, a lot of sickness,
Yeah.
not the physical,
Yes.
psychological
Yes,
sickness.
yeah.
And we need these doctors called counselors
Yes.
who have experienced things before others,
Yes.
or who have the knowledge to
Yes.
assist.
Yeah.
Because there is no situation that cannot be addressed.
True.
On earth.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, things are repeated. They are
Yes.
repeatedly happening.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
happened long time ago. They are happening now. They continue happening.
And when I sensitize about counselors, and this is what I say, sometimes people run to church, and I have no problem with church. Church is a good space, but they might meet somebody or the person who is going to speak to them, and they castigate. They blame them. You should not be in that environment. Talker, you're now promoting polygamous relationship, And you see, the lady just wants to keep her family. They want to keep her home. When you tell them to leave and to leave the man with the other woman, are you helping that particular family? Anyway, so I love the openness and the conversation that we're having, and for you to just, explore with the people on aspects and the general views of families. Now, infidelity has probably happened, and challenges in the family have occurred. Let's tackle something: divorce and separation. In very, as we wind up, as we try and explore this topic, what do you have to say about such?
Now, divorce and separation can come as a result of very many things, not only infidelity.
Yes.
We cannot actually say it's infidelity that brings divorce and separation.
Yeah.
You may not have had infidelity cases, but you have cases whereby you are threatened. Somebody wants to kill you, or other aspects. Somebody has even gone to gay, and you feel you cannot stay in such a marriage. So divorce and separation are there. And when they have happened, they leave a lot of scars in the family. Can only talk about maybe what divorce and separation brings to the family. They leave them very devastated. These children are left with trauma because they have been having a mother, the mother has gone. They have been having a father, the father has gone to God knows where. Sometimes there is a tug of war. Who is going to remain with these children? And it has actually devastated these children. So in a nutshell, divorce has brought a lot of harm than good. And if it was inevitable, the better, because children have really suffered. Some have been left when they are very young. They cannot understand what is happening. They develop even very severe cases of trauma. And very severe cases of attachment issues. Because the attachment they had towards their father was maybe very deep. The father is gone. It's not about the children, it's about the parents. I don't know what can be done differently, but I feel people should be psychoeducated on deciding on divorce or separation. Let it be done when there is nothing else that cannot
like
be
the last result.
I like that. Let it be done when there is nothing else that can be done. You have explored all avenues. You have explored all ways. You see now that we have been left with nothing. But so long as you are managing your marriage, at least manageable. On a scale of 1 to 10, if your marriage is 5, you are still good. Even 40, even in degrees when you are 40, there is a pass. I think if it is at 40, you are still trying. Because 70 might not reach. So long as it is working and it's not scary, it is not risky. It is not very risky. And you are not very vulnerable. We can still maintain our marriages. Let it be done when nothing else. There is no other choice. I have to get out of this marriage because it has taken me to the hospital.
Oh, it's even life and death.
Very life and death.
Yeah.
When in extreme cases, we cannot say let people die in marriage. No, such cases we can't.
Yeah.
But if there are issues that can be solved, let us maintain our marriages. And we have said, let us manage the manager. But we had said in the last forum, manage the manager. Not all problems can be solved. Yes.
You have, and divorce and separation is a topic that, I mean, evokes a lot of emotions for me. And we've had this conversation before. My parents separated again. I've mentioned this on this podcast when I was young. And I know the effects. And I know the challenges that as children we went through. And it was unnecessary. And for me, I keep saying this, that they would have worked it out. Hello, my parents, they would have worked it out. I did not see, as I'm growing up and as I'm an adult right now, when I reflect, I just think there was no situation that was so severe that they would not have been able to work
that warranted such a thing, according to you.
Yes. And so when I got into marriage, of course, I am also not an advocate for suffer and die in marriage. No. But there's now that can be very toxic and extreme. But it doesn't matter what you do, can't done it. No. But what I say is this: I got into marriage myself with no exit plan. I do not want to consider an exit plan. I want to work for my marriage and in my marriage the best way that I can. And I feel like that is what we need to sensitize to the society. Work on your marriage. Let this institution of marriage work. Let this foundation of marriage stand strong, because I think we're giving up too early.
And it's because we are going there with a closed mind. When you enter marriage with a closed mind, when you enter marriage with expectations that can never be met, when you enter into marriage, when you really think that things you no longer suffer, it is a cup of tea.
It's a bed of roses.
Bed of roses. That's why we are suffering. Let's enter marriage knowing their ups and downs. As I mentioned the other time we had met, marriage is not linear. It's not linear scale. It's not. It has ups and downs. I think where people are going wrong, they are entering marriage expecting I'll be called darling, I'll be called sweetheart, I'll be called babe for the rest of my life. Other babes come, children come. Are you babe or there are children are babes? What is there? So we have also to grow up instead of growing old. As we engage in marriage, let us grow up. But I think some people are growing old and not up. When I say that, it's mentally you keep developing and knowing that things are going to change. Like now, even my shape changes. If your shape is changing,
how about the marriage?
How about the marriage? The marriage is also going to change. My shape is changing. My talk should change. My way of seeing things will change. My way of thinking will change. So people have not worked on those dynamics and diversities. Diversities. So that when they get there, they see a little difference, they spark ills. And that's why we are going wrong. I must be loved always. It is not possible.
It's not possible.
Sometimes the children will be focused on more than you. And because they are your children, well and good.
Seasons the focus might be,
I like that. Marriage has seasons. I think I love that.
And you love someone through the seasons of marriage. So there are different seasons where we married, we're a couple, we're in honeymoon phase, and that season changes.
Let me tell you something. Do you know why people are suffering, even those divorce and separation? Because there is something I say when I counsel people. If you need your marriage to work, also work on your marriage. You cannot say my marriage is not working. You are not doing anything physically. You are not doing anything emotionally. You are not doing anything psychologically. You are not doing anything morally. You are not touching on those. You must work on it. Even your sex life. Everything. So you have to work on your marriage if you want it to work.
Very true.
Yeah. What you plant, you
reap.
reap.
And when you're talking about working on the marriage and being very intentional about it,
exactly.
It just as we wrap up, the aspect of the seasons that I had mentioned, even when people are asking how can I work on my marriage when it's feeling sexless, because there are seasons where maybe your wife is pregnant, they're the childbearing stage, and there are intricacies
Those
about
are developmental milestones. You have to understand.
So people still have to work on that, because there are many marriages that break at that level, because either there's the fixation of no, they no longer do this, they don't show up like this, they don't participate in sex, there are certain
That's
type
the
of
awareness I'm talking about.
Yes.
The awareness. When you are getting married, you know you are not male, you are male, female.
Yes.
So this female will get pregnant at some point.
Will happen.
And the pregnancy takes 9 weeks.
Yes.
So our sex life will not be active.
Yes.
And even after birth, there is no active sex life.
Yes.
Yes.
So
that
you have to change.
You have to internalize that and keep it there.
And manage your expectations.
Exactly. I like that. Even as a woman.
Yes, yes.
And it's not one way, it is two ways. And those are things that are causing the divorce and separation. They look minor, but to some, because they have not been able to address them authentically, they have not been able to see them the way they are supposed to be seen. They have a negative mirror. They look at things negatively. Yes. I think that's why we are going through.
I like that. And I beg to close there, because I know this conversation is deeper. Marriage and family is a conversation that we cannot exhaust. There's so much we have. In fact, we have scratched the surface in everything that we have discussed.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you, Elizabeth, for coming.
Thank you very much.
And I appreciate you for even, I almost cancelled, and I mentioned to you this episode because I'm a bit under the weather. But I love the fact that we discussed and said that even when challenges happen, manage them. Find a way to show up and be present. And I love the fact that I have pulled through this episode and we are wrapping up and we have positive impact. Anyway, to my viewers, the subscribers, people on the channel, comment, like, subscribe, share this page so that many people can benefit from the information that we're sharing and from the conversation with Lilly. Apologies, Nikona Homa Baya Sana, and it is life, it is what it is. We go through the seasons. As we wind up, I want Elizabeth to, share with us her context. She's a counselor, psychologist, and with a wealth of resources in matters marriage and family therapy. She does, she'll tell us before.
Thank you very much, Lillian, even for the time.
Yes.
Even for what we have discussed today.
Yes.
I also feel empowered.
Yeah.
I feel valued. And I feel that we need to reach this society more. They need our services.
Yes.
I feel they need. I have been in so many forums. And I feel sometimes we sideline ourselves, but our services are needed.
Yes,
it's only that people do not know these services.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say it is important we keep our marriage.
Yes.
They can work.
Yes.
They can work. Love your man without comparing him with another man. Love your wife without comparing her with another woman. Avoid unnecessary competitions in marriage.
Yes.
And to where I work here in Dhika. I'm a trainer. I'm also therapist here in Dhika. On your way to Chania Boys, there is a college called Kibco. If you come there, you'll find Elizabeth. My number is 0717 613 878. Meet me there. We shall explore more.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And it's also important I mentioned to the viewers that you also do online therapy for those who are not able to reach you, those who are not able to come. Elizabeth is available to come where you will be, as long as you just speak to her and let her know your challenges, your issues. I have dealt with her even through referrals from clients who are in diaspora. So diaspora clients who feel that they need to navigate the space of marriage and family, Elizabeth is a perfect resource. She's a wonderful counselor and psychologist, and she's very passionate about what she does. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lillian.
We close this show, and I look forward to hosting you again.
Thank you. You are welcome, and thank you for the platform.
Thank you.
Yes.
Goodbye. See you soon on the next episode. Cheers.
Thank you.